Question 1. Which of the following is NOT, a coverage provided by a typical business owner's policy bot? A. Property coverage. B. Business income coverage. C. Professional liability coverage. D. Equipment breakdown coverage. Answer: C. Professional liability coverage. Explanation: a business owner's policy bot provides a combination of property and liability coverages designed for small to mid-sized businesses. The coverage typically includes property coverage for damage to business property, business income coverage for income loss due to covered property damage, and equipment breakdown coverage for damage to machinery or equipment. However, professional liability coverage, which covers negligence or errors in professional services, is not typically included in a BOP. This type of coverage would need to be purchased separately, such as with a professional liability insurance policy errors and omissions. Question 2 scenario: Mr. James owns a construction company and recently purchased commercial auto insurance under business auto policy BAP. One of his employees was involved in a car accident while driving a company vehicle for personal errands. What is the most likely outcome regarding coverage for the accident? A. The company will have no coverage because the accident occurred while the employee was using the vehicle for personal use. B. The company will have coverage as long as the employee was acting within the scope of their employment at the time of the accident. C. The company will have coverage only if the employee was directly authorized to run personal errands in the company vehicle. D. The company will have coverage because all business vehicles are automatically covered under a BAP for any use, personal or business. Answer: A. The company will have no coverage because the accident occurred while the employee was using the vehicle for personal use. Explanation: in the case of a business auto policy BAP, coverage is typically provided for accidents that occur while the vehicle is being used for business purposes. If the employee was using the vehicle for personal errands, this would likely fall outside the scope of a business use. A standard BAP would not cover the accident unless the employee was performing an activity related to business operations. Therefore, personal use of the vehicle would likely result in no coverage under the BAP, as personal use is excluded from many commercial auto policies. Question 3. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a commercial umbrella insurance policy? A. It provides additional coverage over other liability policies for claims that exceed the policy limits. B. It only covers claims arising from employee injuries or workers' compensation claims. C. It provides coverage for environmental pollution and cyber liability risks. D. It covers business property losses due to natural disasters such as floods and earthquakes. Answer: A. It provides additional coverage over other liability policies for claims that exceed the policy limits. Explanation: commercial umbrella insurance is designed to provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's primary liability policies, such as general liability or auto liability insurance. It helps cover claims that exceed the limits of those underlying policies, protecting the business from large financial losses. Umbrella policies typically offer broader coverage but do not provide coverage for specific types of claims, such as workers' compensation or environmental liabilities. It is not intended to cover property losses, and claims like floods or earthquakes generally require separate coverage, such as through commercial property insurance or specialty policies like flood insurance. Question 4. Which of the following is a characteristic of a claims-made commercial general liability (CGL) policy? A. It provides coverage for claims that are reported during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred. B. It only covers claims that arise from incidents occurring during the policy period and are reported within the same policy period. C. It provides coverage for claims made after the policy period ends as long as the incident occurred during the previous policy period. D. It covers claims arising from incidents that occurred both before and after the policy period as long as the claim is made during the policy period. Answer: B. It only covers claims that arise from incidents occurring during the policy period and are reported within the same policy period. Explanation: a claims-made CGL policy provides coverage for claims that are made during the policy period, provided the incident occurred during the policy period or within a specified retroactive period. The key feature is that claims must be both made and reported during the policy period for the policy to respond. This is different from an occurrence policy, which covers incidents that occur during the policy period regardless of when the claim is made. Question 5 scenario: MS. Sarah, a small business owner, recently purchased a commercial property insurance policy for her store. The store suffered significant water damage due to a burst pipe and MS. Sarah files a claim with her insurer. The insurer offers to settle the claim based on actual cash value (ACV) of the property. What will this settlement likely account for? A. The full replacement cost of the damaged property minus the deductible. B. The current market value of the damaged property factoring in depreciation. C. The cost to repair the damaged property not including depreciation. D. The cost to replace the damaged property with new items without factoring in depreciation. Answer: B. The current market value of the damaged property factoring in depreciation. Explanation: when a property insurance policy settles a claim using actual cash value (ACV), it accounts for the current market value of the property at the time of the loss, which includes depreciation. This means the insurer will pay the replacement cost minus depreciation, reflecting the decreased value of the property due to wear and tear or aging. In contrast, replacement cost coverage would pay for the full cost to replace the property without accounting for depreciation. Question 6. Which of the following is a standard exclusion found in most commercial general liability (CGL) policies? A. Coverage for damages arising from pollution. B. Coverage for property damage resulting from the use of a vehicle. C. Coverage for medical expenses due to workplace injuries. D. Coverage for bodily injury caused by intentional acts of the insured. Answer: A. Coverage for damages arising from pollution. Explanation: most commercial general liability (CGL) policies exclude coverage for damages arising from pollution unless the pollution is a result of a sudden accidental event. Pollution liability typically requires a separate insurance policy, environmental insurance, due to the high costs associated with environmental cleanup and damage claims. CGL policies also generally exclude intentional acts, workplace injuries, which are covered by workers' compensation, and vehicle-related property damage, covered by commercial auto insurance. Question 7. Which of the following statements about workers' compensation insurance is correct? A. It covers bodily injury and property damage claims arising from an employee's negligence of the workplace. B. It provides benefits only for medical expenses, not for lost wages or rehabilitation. C. It covers both medical treatment and wage replacement benefits for employees injured while on the job. D. It applies only to injuries occurring during normal working hours. Answer: C. It covers both medical treatment and wage replacement benefits for employees injured while on the job. Explanation: workers' compensation insurance is designed to cover employees who suffer injuries or illnesses arising out of their employment. The policy provides medical treatment for the injured worker as well as wage replacement benefits if the employee is unable to work. It also provides rehabilitation benefits for workers who need treatment to return to their jobs. Workers' compensation does not cover bodily injury and property damage claims due to employee negligence, nor does it apply only to injuries during specific hours. Question 8. Scenario: Mr. Thompson owns a restaurant and has a business owner's policy bot. One evening, a customer slips and falls while walking through the restaurant, resulting in bodily injury. Mr. Thompson files a claim under the liability coverage of his BOP. What is the likely outcome of this claim? A. The claim will be denied because the incident occurred on the property of a business and such claims are excluded from liability coverage. B. The claim will be covered under the general liability coverage as it involves bodily injury to a third party on the business premises. C. The claim will be covered only if the restaurant had a sign warning customers about the potential slip hazard. D. The claim will be covered under the workers' compensation policy as the injury occurred on the business property. Answer: B. The claim will be covered under the general liability coverage as it involves bodily injury to a third party on the business premises. Explanation: under a business owner's policy bot, general liability coverage typically includes bodily injury liability for injuries sustained by third parties, customers, visitors, etc., on the business premises. Since the incident occurred on the restaurant property and involved a customer, third party, it is likely to be covered under the general liability section of the BOP. There is no requirement for a warning sign in order for the claim to be covered, and workers' compensation would not apply because the injured party is a customer, not an employee. Question 9. Which of the following is a primary function of reinsurance in commercial insurance? A. To provide coverage for risks that are too large for individual insurers to handle. B. To settle claims for the primary insurance company's policyholders. C. To create insurance policies for high-risk industries like construction or mining. D. To increase the premiums charged by insurance companies. Answer A. To provide coverage for risks that are too large for individual insurers to handle. Explanation: reinsurance is a practice in which one insurance company, the reinsurer, takes on some or all of the risks from another insurance company, the primary insurer. The primary function of reinsurance is to help insurance companies manage large risks that might exceed their ability to cover financially, such as catastrophic losses. Reinsurance helps protect insurers from extreme losses and stabilize their financial performance. It does not settle claims or specifically create policies for high-risk industries. Additionally, it does not directly increase premiums. It primarily helps insurers maintain solvency. Question 10. In a business auto policy BAP, which of the following is typically NOT covered under the liability section? A. Damage to the insured's own vehicle caused by an accident. B. Bodily injury resulting from an accident involving a company vehicle. C. Property damage caused by a company vehicle in an accident. D. Injuries sustained by a passenger in a company vehicle during an accident. Answer A. Damage to the insured's own vehicle caused by an accident. Explanation: in a business auto policy BAP, the liability section typically covers damages caused by the insured vehicle to third parties, bodily injury or property damage. However, damage to the insured's own vehicle would generally be covered under the physical damage portion of the BAP, such as under collision or comprehensive coverage, not liability coverage. Liability coverage addresses damages caused to others, not to the insured's own vehicle or property. Question 11. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a waiting period ICA disability insurance policy? A. It establishes a minimum duration of time before the policyholder can cancel the policy. B. It is the time that must elapse after the disability occurs before benefits begin. C. It is the amount of time a policyholder must work to be eligible for coverage. D. It is a period during which premiums must be paid to activate the policy. Answer B. It is the time that must elapse after the disability occurs before benefits begin. Explanation: a waiting period in disability insurance, also known as an elimination period, is the amount of time that must pass after a policyholder becomes disabled before they can begin receiving benefits. It acts as a deductible period during which the insured must cover their expenses without the insurer's help. The longer the waiting period, the lower the policy's premium may be. Question 12. Which of the following is true regarding the personal auto policy PAP for coverage of a rental car? A. A PAP automatically provides coverage for a rental car if the policyholder's vehicle is being repaired. B. A PAP will not cover a rental car under any circumstances. C. A PAP provides coverage for a rental car only if the policyholder is traveling out of state. D. A PAP will cover a rental car if the policyholder has comprehensive or collision coverage on their own vehicle. Answer D. A PAP will cover a rental car if the policyholder has comprehensive or collision coverage on their own vehicle. Explanation: a personal auto policy PAP can provide coverage for a rental car if the policyholder has comprehensive or collision coverage on their own vehicle. This coverage extends to rental cars in case of accidents depending on the type of coverage the policyholder has. It is not automatic for all situations, but it applies when the conditions are met. Question 13 scenario: Jane owns a small retail business and is covered under a business owner's policy BOP. Her shop was broken into and the burglars damaged the storefront. What would most likely be covered under her BOP? A. The cost of the stolen merchandise. B. The repairs to the storefront. C. The cost of replacing the stolen cash register. D. Both B and C are covered. Answer D. Both B and C are covered. Explanation: a business owner's policy BOP typically provides coverage for both property damage, such as the cost to repair the storefront, and theft of business property, such as the stolen cash register. However, coverage for stolen merchandise may depend on the specific terms of the policy, but generally the property and contents of the business would be included. Question 14. What is the primary purpose of an endorsement in an insurance policy? A. To exclude certain types of coverage from the policy. B. To modify or expand the coverage provided by the policy. C. To provide a refund for overpaid premiums. D. To cancel the policy before its expiration. Answer B. To modify or expand the coverage provided by the policy. Explanation: an endorsement is a provision added to an insurance policy that modifies, adds, or excludes specific coverage. It allows the policyholder to tailor their coverage to meet particular needs without having to purchase a new policy. Endorsements can add new coverage options or adjust the policy terms. Question 15. Which of the following is typically excluded from a standard homeowner's insurance policy? A. Theft of personal property. B. Damage caused by a flood. C. Liability for injuries to a guest. D. Damage caused by fire or lightning. Answer: B. Damage caused by a flood. Explanation: the standard homeowners insurance policy generally does not cover damage caused by floods. Flood insurance is typically a separate policy that must be purchased through the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) or a private insurer. The other types of damages listed, such as theft, liability, and fire damage, are typically covered under a standard homeowners policy. Question 16. Which of the following types of insurance would most likely cover a company's financial losses due to the wrongful acts of an employee, such as embezzlement? A. Directors and officers insurance, DO. B. Commercial crime insurance. C. General liability insurance. D. Workers' compensation insurance. Answer: B. Commercial crime insurance. Explanation: commercial crime insurance is specifically designed to cover losses caused by fraudulent or criminal acts by employees, such as embezzlement, theft, or forgery. It can cover both direct financial losses and legal fees associated with the crime. Directors and officers (DO) insurance covers the personal liabilities of company executives, while general liability and workers' compensation policies are not designed for employee crime-related losses. Question 17. Which of the following is a key feature of a blanket insurance policy? A. It only covers a specific amount of each type of loss. B. It covers all property of the insured under a single limit of coverage. C. It covers property located only at one specific location. D. It provides coverage for a specific list of named perils. Answer: B. It covers all property of the insured under a single limit of coverage. Explanation: a blanket insurance policy provides coverage for all property of the insured under a single limit of coverage, rather than separating coverage limits for different types of property. This can be particularly useful for businesses that have multiple properties or assets in different locations, simplifying coverage and potentially offering broader protection. Question 18 scenario: Tom's business suffered a fire that destroyed his inventory. He had an insurance policy with replacement cost coverage. Will his insurer pay for the inventory loss? A. The actual market value of the inventory at the time of the loss. B. The amount Tom paid for the inventory, less depreciation. C. The cost to replace the inventory with new items of similar kind and quality. D. The estimated resale value of the inventory after the fire. Answer: C. The cost to replace the inventory with new items of similar kind and quality. Explanation: with replacement cost coverage, the insurer will pay for the cost of replacing the damaged inventory with new items of similar kind and quality without factoring in depreciation. This helps ensure that Tom can replace the lost property at current prices rather than the depreciated value. Question 19. Which of the following is an example of negligence in the context of liability insurance? A. An employee accidentally damages a client's property while working at their office. B. A client intentionally damages another client's property while using it. C. A manufacturer's product causes injury due to a defect that was intentionally created. D. An employee deliberately harms a coworker in a fight. Answer: A. An employee accidentally damages a client's property while working at their office. Explanation: negligence occurs when someone fails to take reasonable care to prevent harm to others. In the given scenario, the employee accidentally damaging a client's property would likely be considered negligence, as it was an unintended mistake that resulted in damage. Intentional acts, such as intentional harm or defects created purposefully, are typically excluded from liability coverage. Question 20. Which of the following would be covered by a professional liability insurance policy? A. Damage to a client's property caused by a contractor's negligence. B. Bodily injury caused by a doctor's malpractice. C. Theft of client funds by an employee of an accounting firm. D. Damage caused by a product sold by a retailer. Answer: B. Bodily injury caused by a doctor's malpractice. Explanation: professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omissions (EO insurance), covers professionals against claims of negligence, errors, or omissions that result in harm to a client. This is particularly common in professions like medicine, law, and accounting. A doctor's malpractice claim would be covered by this type of insurance as it pertains to professional services. Other types of claims, such as those related to property damage or theft, would fall under other types of insurance. Question 21. Which of the following is a characteristic of a named peril insurance policy? A. It covers all risks unless specifically excluded. B. It provides coverage only for perils specifically listed in the policy. C. It covers damage caused by natural disasters like earthquakes or floods. D. It offers broader coverage than an all-risk policy. Answer: B. It provides coverage only for perils specifically listed in the policy. Explanation: a named peril insurance policy covers only those risks or perils specifically listed in the policy. If a peril is not named, it will not be covered. This is more restrictive compared to an all-risk policy, which covers all risks unless specifically excluded. Question 22. What type of insurance provides coverage for a vehicle that is damaged in a collision regardless of fault? A. Comprehensive insurance. B. Collision insurance. C. Liability insurance. D. Uninsured motorist coverage. Answer: B. Collision insurance. Explanation: collision insurance provides coverage for damage to the insured vehicle resulting from a collision regardless of who is at fault. It covers the cost of repairs or replacement of the vehicle after an accident. Question 23 scenario: Sarah is driving her car when she accidentally hits a fence, damaging it. She has liability insurance on her vehicle, but the fence belongs to a neighbor. What is likely to be covered under her insurance policy? A. The damage to Sarah's car. B. The damage to the neighbor's fence. C. Both her and B. D. Neither nor B. Answer: B. The damage to the neighbor's fence. Explanation: if Sarah has liability insurance, it typically covers damages she causes to another person's property, such as the neighbor's fence. However, the damage to her own vehicle would not be covered under liability insurance. She would need collision coverage for that. Question 24. Which of the following best describes underinsured motorist coverage? A. Coverage for damage to your vehicle when the at-fault driver has no insurance. B. Coverage for injury or damage when the at-fault driver's insurance limits are too low to cover your expenses. C. Coverage for theft of your car by an uninsured driver. D. Coverage for damage to property caused by an uninsured driver. Answer: B. Coverage for injury or damage when the at-fault driver's insurance limits are too low to cover your expenses. Explanation: underinsured motorist coverage helps protect you if you're involved in an accident with a driver whose insurance coverage is insufficient to pay for your damages or injuries. This type of coverage fills the gap between your damages and the at-fault driver's policy limits. Question 25. Which of the following is typically a feature of life insurance policies? A. Provides coverage only for bodily injuries caused by accidents. B. Pays a death benefit to beneficiaries upon the policyholder's death. C. Covers medical expenses for the policyholder's hospitalization. D. Provides coverage for property damage to the policyholder's car. Answer: B. Pays a death benefit to beneficiaries upon the policyholder's death. Explanation: life insurance policies are designed to pay a death benefit to the beneficiaries of the policyholder in the event of their death. This helps provide financial security for family members or others who rely on the policyholder's income. Question 26. Which of the following is excluded from a typical homeowner's insurance policy? A. Damage caused by fire. B. Damage caused by vandalism. C. Damage caused by a hurricane. D. Damage caused by a flood. Answer: D. Damage caused by a flood. Explanation: homeowners insurance typically does not cover damage caused by flooding. Flood insurance is a separate policy that must be purchased in addition to homeowners insurance. The other types of damages, such as fire, vandalism, and hurricanes, are typically covered under standard homeowners insurance policies. Question 27 scenario: Tom has a commercial insurance policy that includes business interruption coverage. Due to a fire, his business was forced to close for 2 weeks, resulting in a loss of income. Which type of loss will most likely be covered under Tom's policy? A. The cost of repairing the fire damage. B. The income lost due to the business being temporarily closed. C. The cost of replacing inventory damaged by the fire. D. Both B and C. Answer: B. The income lost due to the business being temporarily closed. Explanation: business interruption coverage provides compensation for the loss of income that a business suffers due to an insured event, such as a fire. This coverage is designed to help businesses recover financially from disruptions that cause a halt in operations. However, the physical damage, like repairs or inventory replacement, would be covered under different aspects of the policy. Question 28. What does subrogation mean in the context of an insurance claim? A. The insured's right to receive a settlement before damages are paid. B. The insurer's right to recover its claim payments from the at-fault party or their insurance. C. The insured's right to cancel the policy after a claim has been filed. D. The insurer's obligation to provide a temporary rental vehicle. Answer: B. The insurer's right to recover its claim payments from the at-fault party or their insurance. Explanation: subrogation refers to the process by which an insurance company, after paying a claim to its policyholder, seeks to recover those costs from the at-fault party or their insurance company. This helps keep premiums lower for all policyholders by preventing the insurer from absorbing the full cost of claims. Question 29. Which of the following is a typical feature of an umbrella insurance policy? A. It provides coverage for medical expenses resulting from injuries. B. It extends liability coverage beyond the limits of a standard policy. C. It provides coverage for loss or damage to business property. D. It covers legal defense costs only in the event of a lawsuit. Answer: B. It extends liability coverage beyond the limits of a standard policy. Explanation: an umbrella insurance policy provides additional liability coverage that goes beyond the limits of standard homeowners, auto, or other policies. It is typically used to protect against major claims or lawsuits that could exceed the coverage limits of primary insurance policies. Question 30. Which of the following is a key characteristic of an all-risk insurance policy? A. It only covers risks explicitly mentioned in the policy. B. It covers all risks except those specifically excluded in the policy. C. It provides coverage for a specific list of named perils. D. It only covers the insured for property damage. Answer: B. It covers all risks except those specifically excluded in the policy. Explanation: an all-risk insurance policy covers a wide range of risks, including those that are not specifically named. However, it will exclude certain risks explicitly mentioned in the policy. This type of policy offers broader protection compared to a named peril policy.